Hello everybody, my name is Ray. This is Ray's Nintendo Talk, and today we are going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. The newest 2D installment in the Zelda series was just announced in the June 2024 Nintendo Direct, and I have a lot of thoughts on this game. Echoes of Wisdom is the very first Zelda game where you can actually play as Zelda, and not just as some side character like in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, where you can play as Peach for a couple of different story-based segments. No. This is a full-on Zelda game, and it is exactly as I would have envisioned a Zelda game before this was even announced. I mean, you're not running around with a sword fighting off enemies. That's not how Zelda would play in an actual Zelda game, even though a lot of people have been complaining about the idea of Zelda not having a sword, which makes this not even a Zelda game, some people proclaim, but that's another debate for another day. My point is, it is perfect how they have Zelda playing in this game. She's not fighting by herself, she's using her staff and her magical powers to fight for her, and using all of these different puppets, and the art style coincides perfectly with that. With Tri, you get to copy as many different things as you like and turn them into your own personal puppets, including beds, trampolines, enemies. It's insane. You can use all of these different objects to get through your goals. And that's where the discussion starts today, because I am deciding whether or not Zelda is changing forever with this game. Obviously, Breath of the Wild was the game that Zelda changed forever with, but I wonder if the philosophy of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is being cemented here in this 2D Zelda game. You see, Aonuma has taken a very strong stance against those who prefer the older games in the Zelda series. He's gone as far as to say that they only like those games instead of these newer ones because they are nostalgia blinded. So many people have been begging Nintendo to release a Zelda game that is like the predecessors to Breath of the Wild, a game that is tightly designed and is refined to the core, to where there's only one solution to most of the problems, and you just have to figure it out. That is Zelda to most people. But this game is doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down on the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom formula. Now, I don't think that means that this can't be a tightly designed, great dungeon-filled game. In fact, I think this shows how much freedom and linearity can go together. In a 2D game like this, you can't just do whatever you want like in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. You're not just going to be able to jump off some high place and go to wherever you quote-unquote shouldn't be. In this game, they're going to have to lure you linearly to different locations on the map and different goals. You're not just going to be able to go wherever you want right out of the gate. So then why are there so many people that seem to be concerned that this game is cementing the future of Zelda away from the core of the franchise? Well, that's because of the copyability itself. In the trailer, Aonuma specifically said he hadn't even counted all of the different combinations that you can use to get through different puzzles, and that scared a lot of people. You can also see throughout the trailer how they have really emphasized player freedom in this 2D Zelda game for the first time in the series, really. I mean, you can put two beds on top of each other, a trampoline, and you can jump into the walls of the Gerudo town. You can do so many different things, and I'm sure we're just scratching the surface with this trailer. Having a different gameplay style is going to be so much fun, because in every Zelda game it essentially boils down to Link gets a sword and different abilities and you have to defeat enemies. But here, there are so many different types of varieties I can see the Zelda team putting in there. The idea of the world just being yours to explore, you can take a table, put it on another table, put it on another table, and get over a cliff just to get where you need to go. That is so much fun to me, and I don't understand why a lot of people seem to believe that this is ruining the franchise. But I do think it's understandable, because Aonuma said, I also think with the freedom players have in the more recent Zelda games, there is still a set path. It just happens to be the path that they choose. So in Aonuma's mind, there is absolutely no reason to go back to the former series' roots, and that is really discouraging to a lot of people, especially because a lot of people thought that the 2D games could be where that linearity really returned, and that core Zelda formula would be present. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to hear this, but you want to know how you fix this? You guys want to know how to get Zelda back to the way it was before? Just don't buy the games. I mean, if you don't want this series to go in this direction and you feel that strongly about it and you feel there are so many other millions of people who feel the same, don't buy it, because money talks, and Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and Link's Awakening all sold so many copies. That's why they did the sequel. That's why they did this game in the art style and engine of Link's Awakening, because those games sold like gangbusters. And on the Wii, the last linear Zelda game, Skyward Sword, that game only sold a measly 2 to 3 million copies on a console with over 100 million people. So of course, when Zelda breaks out with Breath of the Wild selling over 30 million and Tears of the Kingdom over 20 million in a year, of course they're going to keep going in that direction. I imagine Aonuma feels like he's getting slapped in the face by Zelda fans who prefer to go back to the old series, because the way he sees it, these new games are innovative. They won awards. So many people love it. Millions upon millions of copies are being sold every single year. And yet there appears to be some vocal minority who really wants to go back to the way things were. And Aonuma loves Zelda, he loves the series, but he wants it to prosper, and he wants Nintendo to treat it like the big franchise that it is. So I'm sure he's taking it a little bit personal when all of these people are telling him to go back to the formula that wasn't helping him, that wasn't succeeding. Now, I'm sure you could think, oh, Twilight Princess was the highest selling game in the series before Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom came along, and that was a linear Zelda game. What gives? Well, Skyward Sword, like we said, flopped greatly, and these games have taken so long to develop. They don't have time to go back in the past and look and think, oh, are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? They have to move forward with what is working right now, and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are working hard. And I don't mean to say that to get people who love the linear Zeldas all upset. I do mean to say that to say, hey, try to enjoy what you have in front of you, because I don't think there's a chance it goes back to the way it was. That doesn't mean you can stop criticizing. That doesn't mean you should stop talking about it. But it does mean that we shouldn't try to ruin other people's experiences in games that they're really excited for just because we don't see things exactly the same way. These games are great. They're always going to be great. And whether or not we think that they are the best ones in the series or not, whether the series is heading in the right direction or not, if the majority seems to agree with this path, we have to do our best to work with that and try to change what is already there rather than uprooting the entire process. Now here's the thing, Echoes of Wisdom is not even out yet, but it will release in September, which is probably one of the shortest revealed to release brand new mainline Zelda games ever. So we will have more than enough time to debate about whether or not this game ruins the series' philosophy later down the line. But as it stands right now, I understand why so many people are upset about this. But come on, it is a Zelda game. A game where you can play as Zelda in a mainline Zelda with all of these incredible locations, these people from all different races, all together in one game. I mean, this is only the first or second time that Gerudos are actually going to be in a 2D Zelda game, and much less if Gorons appear. That's going to be amazing. Let's focus on taking what we have right now without worrying about the future. I did a whole other video about this a couple of months ago about the future of Zelda. I went into a lot of Aonuma's quotes and totally delved into my thoughts on the future, so please go and look at that video if you are interested. Echoes of Wisdom is right around the corner, and we'll find out soon enough if it is indeed a linear or more open experience, maybe even somewhere in the middle. So, with that, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me all of your thoughts about this controversy in the comments section below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Have a great day, y'all.